Welcome to today's Explainer. Let's dive right in. Picture your mind as this ancient, breathtaking grand gallery. We're talking vast halls of untouched, pristine Hellenistic marble and these massive blank frescoes, just waiting for a master's touch. And here's the thing. In this gallery, you aren't just some tourist looking around. You are the master architect. You're the visionary Renaissance painter, the lead sculptor of your very own reality. Today, we're exploring Dr. Joseph Murphy's groundbreaking concepts on how the unseen depths of our minds actually craft the lives we live. Now, right out of the gate, Dr. Murphy poses a truly profound question. Why exactly is one person joyous and prosperous, while another is miserable and poor? Why does one individual live constantly in fear and anxiety, while another walks through life with absolute faith and confidence? We've all seen these stark contrasts, right? It's so easy to just point fingers at external circumstances. But the material we're looking at today suggests the real answer doesn't lie in the outside world at all. It's actually hidden deep within that grand mental gallery of ours. And this brings us to an incredible piece of the puzzle. How on earth did the classical masters pull absolute genius seemingly out of thin air? Dr. Murphy points out that legends, we're talking Shakespeare, the Greek sculptor Phidias, the Italian painter Raphael, they weren't just relying on standard intellect. Phidias was shaping bronze and marble into breathtaking symmetry, and Raphael was painting immortal frescoes, specifically because they tapped into a hidden creative powerhouse that essentially guided their chisels and brushes. They literally learned how to communicate with their deeper mind. Section 1. The World Within. Let's step into this first exhibit and look at the fundamental divide between our external circumstances and our internal creative engine. Dr. Murphy hits us with this incredibly bold statement, quote, "The world within, namely your thoughts, feelings, and imagery, makes your world without." That is a striking concept, isn't it? He argues that most of mankind is entirely fixated on the world without, the external stuff. But enlightened thinkers, those classical masters of life, they are intensely focused on the world within. Essentially, everything you experience on the outside is just a projection. It's a physical manifestation of the fresco you are constantly painting on the inside. So the core takeaway here is that your mind operates on two interacting levels. You've got the conscious mind, which is your rational, analytical thinker, and then the subconscious mind, which is the ultimate creative center. Together, they act as the master weaver, architect, designer, and sculptor of your existence. If you feed your subconscious mind thoughts of harmony, it's going to literally sculpt harmonious conditions into your physical reality. Whether you realize it or not, you are the undisputed artist of everything, from your daily commute to your career to your relationships. Section 2. The captain and crew. To really grasp how to use this, let's look at one of Dr. Murphy's most famous and effective metaphors. Picture a grand ship navigating the open sea. Your conscious mind, that's the captain standing up on the bridge. The captain is looking at the instruments, using reason, and issuing all the commands. Now, your subconscious mind is the crew down in the engine room. The crew has no idea where the ship is actually going. They can't even see out the windows. They just blindly accept and act on the captain's orders without a single question. So if the captain issues faulty instructions because he misread the compass, that crew will enthusiastically steer the ship right into the rocks. They never talk back. And that leads us to a truth that is both slightly terrifying and incredibly empowering. Quote, "Your subconscious is impersonal, non-selective, and accepts as true whatever your conscious mind believes to be true." Think of your subconscious like a blind apprentice mixing paint for a master artist. It has no judgment. It can't tell the difference between good and bad. If you hand it vivid mental images of failure or poverty, it will faithfully carry out those orders and sculpt an absolute tragedy. But give it images of health and abundance, and it sculpts a triumph. It just blindly executes whatever blueprints you hand down. Section 3. Healings of Antiquity. Let's walk down the historical wing of our mental gallery to look at the evidence of this engine at work across human history. This timeline is just fascinating. Tracing the history of the subconscious mind proves this is definitely not some New Age fad. Way back in ancient religions, priests in the temples of Hecate would give patients hypnotic sleep suggestions, telling them the gods would heal them as they slept. And crazy enough, remarkable healings actually followed. Fast forward to Bengal in the 1840s. A Scottish surgeon named Dr. James Esdale performed over 400 major operations. We're talking amputations here, completely painlessly without ether. He relied entirely on the power of mental suggestion. And moving into the early 20th century, brilliant minds like Dr. Frederick Banting literally unlocked the mysteries of insulin simply by turning the problem over to a subconscious right before going to sleep. And look, we're not just talking about ancient myths or folklore here. Modern academic analysis continually validates the subconscious mind's healing powers and its profound intelligence. Science fully recognizes that the subconscious controls the vital autonomic processes of your body, from your heartbeat right down to digestion. When we figure out how to bypass that critical conscious mind and speak directly to this deeper level, we can actually execute powerful physiological commands. Dr. Murphy refers to the subconscious as your book of life. Think of it as a massive, flawless slab of pristine marble. Whatever thoughts, beliefs, or opinions you choose to chisel and engrave into this marble will inevitably become the objective events of your life. Every single thought your conscious mind entertains and accepts as true is literally absorbed into the deepest fibers of your mind. From there, it's sculpted right into your flesh and your reality. Section 4. The effortless way. So how do we actually go about carving this marble? This section reveals a really counterintuitive truth about mental sculpting. Take a close look at this quote. Mental effort is invariably self-defeated. Your subconscious is always controlled by the dominant idea. This is huge. Unlike carving actual physical marble, where you've got to sweat and swing a heavy mallet, shaping the subconscious requires a complete and total surrender of force. If you sit there saying, I'm trying so hard, I'm using all my willpower to be confident, you're actually creating friction. In a battle between your willpower and your imagination is going to win every single time. The fear of failure just ends up becoming the dominant victorious idea. Which brilliantly illustrates the correct approach, the dark room of the mind. Dr. Murphy compares the conscious mind to a camera and the subconscious to a highly sensitive photographic plate. Think about it like a master oil painting that needs quiet time to cure. You don't force a photograph to develop by yelling at it or squeezing it, right? You just take it into a quiet, passive dark room and expose it to the right environment. Your mental pictures have to be developed in that exact same way. To actually pull this off, the explainer breaks down a super practical method called the Baudouin technique, which was formulated by a brilliant French psychotherapist. Step 1, condense your desire into a simple phrase or a really vivid mental image. Step 2, get into a quiet, drowsy, sleepy state. This minimizes physical and mental effort and basically drops the defenses of your conscious mind. And step 3, just passively reflect and convey that idea to the subconscious, maybe repeating it gently like a lullaby. You completely bypass the arguing conscious mind and effortlessly impress your desired masterpiece right onto that subconscious plate. Section 5. The timeless mind. As we open up the final wing of our gallery today, we are going to completely redefine how we view aging, time, and the eternal nature of our inner power. I absolutely love this quote from Ralph Waldo Emerson. He says, "We do not count a man's years until he has nothing else to count." Your subconscious mind is literally timeless. It never grows old. Dr. Murphy emphasizes that true creative power is just not bound by the chronological ticking of a clock. It's actually the neurotic fear of time, not time itself, that ages us. If we grow old in our thought life, if we start believing we're washed up or useless, our subconscious faithfully takes that blueprint and starts breaking down the body. But look at the historical evidence against that. The mind absolutely does not have to decay. I mean, Socrates learned to play new musical instruments at 80 years old. The master himself, Michelangelo, was still brushing profound genius onto Renaissance canvases at 80. George Bernard Shaw was incredibly active, and his artistic mind was fiercely sharp at 90. Age isn't just the flight of years, it's the acquisition of a rich, beautiful patina on a priceless sculpture. The mind remains the master weaver as long as you give it a vision to work toward. So the crucial takeaway here is this. Qualities like peace, love, joy, beauty, and goodwill, they never grow old. They never die. They are eternal, classical attributes. If you continue to generate these timeless qualities in your mind, you are going to remain forever young in spirit. You have to absolutely refuse to be hypnotized by this societal idea of inevitable decline. Keep your mind open to new ideas. Keep painting vibrant new frescoes in your mind, and your subconscious will continuously renew you. Which leaves us with one final vital question. You are standing right now in the grand gallery of your life, fully equipped with the most powerful creative engine in the universe. Your subconscious is down there in the engine room, just waiting for your orders. So, what masterpiece will you choose to chisel into the timeless marble of your subconscious mind today? Is it going to be a portrait of fear or a monumental classical statue of joy, health, and abundance? The tools are entirely in your hands. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and I'll catch you next time.